And welcome to part 4. But yeah, a whole grown-ass man came up to me, if you want to put a leash on me, maybe ride me like a horse, I won't complain. A nice choke collar, I won't complain. And it was in that moment that whole grown-ass man said that to me. And no shame in the game. Baby, if you kinky and you freaky, get it going. But it was in that moment that I took a long, hard look around and I realized I got to do something new. And I did. I went and got a brand new job. And it was a long time coming, y'all. It was a long damn time coming. When your workplace that you have dedicated years and time to has gotten so toxic that they have no problem looking at you and saying, why are you even here? You're useless. I could get 5 more just like you. I don't even need you. You are a number to me. When you are sitting in a staff meeting and your supervisor's supervisor is calling you pieces of shit, calling you lazy, calling you children, and then letting you know that you don't need to be there, baby, apparently you really don't need to be there. And that is when I went back to my roots and became a home health aide. And I have been enjoying life so much more. The elderly are a new level of wisdom. Oh my God. And oh, please don't put that in your mouth. A whole new level. There I am. I have a client. She has shown me about a dozen photo albums. And she finally looks at me and asks me about my family. I tell her what's going on. Single, mom, new job. And she looks at me and she pats my hand and she says, good. Go out and do all the things you used to do. Find your youth. You're still young. And I look at her and I say, yeah. She said she didn't retire till she was in her 70s. She was 77 years old when she went on her first safari in Africa. You can do it, sweetheart. You go out there and you do all the things that you used to do. And then you come back and you tell Granny about it. I want to hear what you did today. I want you to go out there and do something today. You know what? Yeah, I am. So on the way home, I took a little detour, found the old swimming hole, walked about a mile back in the woods, looked at that beautiful water, took a long look around and thought, you know what? I'm going skinny dipping. That's something I used to love to do as a teen. I'm going skinny dipping. Number one, there's nothing skinny about, Mama. There is nothing skinny about all this ass. There just ain't. I went chunky dunking. And at first it was a little strange. You get naked in the woods. It's a very vulnerable thing. I'm standing there naked in the woods and I went, oh, this is so indecent. I'm going to catch a chill. I'm going to get a cold. Oh my God, what am I, 70? So there I went, dove right into that big, beautiful pool of water. And for a moment, it was pure heaven. And there I am floating on the surface. And I looked down. And my boobs were right here again. Just like when I was a teen. You can ask some of my friends, in the right bra, these hush puppies can hold a tea saucer and a teacup. There they are. And you have to do it, and I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it because ladies of the Big Titty Committee, I know you've done it. I know for a fact you have looked down at your boobs, looked around, and did the old motorboat. I know you have. And yes, I did. Yes, I did. There I am, at one with nature, completely naked, motorboating myself in the creek. I am laughing. I dive back under the water, swim in a couple of circles, come back up, and my entire world and my butt puckered. And I mean puckered. My booty ain't puckered that hard since I heard just the tip. Because right there in front of me, about 6 feet away from me, is a bear. A big bear. A big bear with 1, 2, 3 cubs. And she's pissed. She's pissed because she's looking at me popping her jaw. The cubs take off running. They're going up a tree. I'm in full panic mode now because what the hell do I do? What the hell do I do? And all I can envision is this bear mauling me to death in the water, my body floating downstream, and someone seeing it off of a bridge, thinking that Pennsylvania has its very first albino manatee. Or I'm picturing myself trying to run through the woods, beating this bear to my car, and being a naked mole rat yeti, an albino, naked mole rat, no hair. It's got the mange Bigfoot. That's all I can picture. And it was then I learned that bears are actually truly afraid of very dumb noises. Because as I'm looking at that bear and she's looking at me, the first thing I could think to do was go, I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I put my hands up in the air and went, but I did. And Mom ran off. I mean, took off. I don't know where the cubs went. I don't know where the mom went. I run, grab my clothes, and I'm running through the woods, trying to put my clothes on at the exact same time. Terrified out of my mind. I get all the way back to my car, underwear firmly grasped. My shirt is on backwards. My bra is on backwards. I got one titty, safely tucked where it should be. The other one blowing over here somewhere by my armpits. My pants are on right. I mean, I got that much, but I forgot my socks. I'm not going back for the socks. And as I'm sitting in my car, soaking wet, dripping and seeping water into my car seat, I realize maybe this isn't the way to recapture my youth. Maybe it's not. So I called a meeting of the minds. Yes, when you reach out to some of your best friends who are in committed relationships with children, you're going to hear the magical words of, I don't have time. Understandable. But when you have that one single friend that goes, bitch, please, we're going to a concert. You really need to just stop for a moment and go, maybe this is a bad idea. Because when you have that one friend at your age that is still single, never been married, doesn't mingle unless there is a want or a need of the kitty cat variety, then you know you're in trouble. But away we went. Away we went to a concert. Did I have fun? Oh, I had so much fun. The screaming, the music, the mosh pit. Absolutely amazing time. But if there's one thing that I have come to understand very painfully, concert and stadium beers are a whole other level of alcohol. And if you are going to indulge like you are some freshly 21 under the age of 30 individual, have Tylenol in your system, or at least in your car with about 5-6 bottles of cold Gatorade. Because we left that concert in high spirits. Oh yes, we did. We passed out at her house in high spirits. In fact, we took a couple more shots, danced around her living room, jumped on her bed a few more times. I fell asleep in the bathtub, which for some ungodly reason seems to be a tradition for me. But I woke up the next morning with my legs wrapped around her toilet, holding and cuddling a bottle of Tylenol like it was the last human being on earth. And as I slowly sat up and slowly stood up, it was then that I finally understood the finer points of getting really, really hammered. When you're 21 to 30, you're fine. You got this. You can handle this. When you're 31 to 40, you are clinically dead. And you're not just going to throw up. And that is when I finally understood why so many people gave me the pre-warning of have a bucket, dude. Because when your butt is on the toilet and your butt is projectile vomiting and your head is in the trash can and your head is projectile vomiting, it would really, really be nice if you had somebody there to make sure that you don't actually fall off the toilet. I mean, she cleaned and we cleaned and we retiled that bathroom. Because when you're older and you get drunk, you really have no sense of direction whatsoever. The direction you're going, the direction to point your butt, the direction to point your face. Another wrong way of recapturing my youth.